Hi, I'm Ritesh, founder of OYO Rooms. OYO was started with a very simple problem. We felt to ourselves that there was absolutely no standardized, predictable hotel chain in the country which would go out and affect the needs of travelers in the entry level and the mid level segment. India has over 450 million travelers. Me and so many other middle class people in this country who would try booking a train will not get a seat for 3 months in advance. And in that situation, where would all of these people go and stay? And more often than not, we would stay either at really, really bad hotels or at relatives' houses, which are both not great solutions to this amazing thing called traveling. So we felt to ourselves that the best way to solve it was creating something that became a very strong solution to being predictable experience by means of India's most loved hotel chain. In the last year and a half, we feel glad that we are the largest hotel chain by a factor of 4 or 5 to the largest hotel chain that used to exist in the past, and continue to work towards being more loved than ever before. While it looks like OYO has scaled and become very big in a short time, but a lot of people don't know about the story that went behind it. Before this, for a year or a little more than that, OYO operated and existed just in Gurgaon, which is a small satellite town near New Delhi. We operated close to 46 hotels in partnerships in Gurgaon alone, and said to ourselves, until we figure the basics of this model by means of technology, by process, by operations, by teams, and so on, we will not randomly scale across the country. Once we knew that we understood the flavor, and once we knew that we had got possibly the best team across the country, we felt it was time to scale. And when you have the best teams, the best technology, the best basics, and the best background, I think then rest is history. OYO has always remained a company that started with the visibility of sustainability. We started with our first city becoming profitable, and that is when we started continuing to add many cities. Even today, at this hyper growth stage, OYO is still profitable in a bunch of cities, while of course as a broader organization we continue to invest in growth. Our long-term vision is saying, how can we, by ensuring better utilization, that today hotels fill 30% and if we fill 80%, can we decrease prices by 25% for consumers and ensure owners can still make 2x more than what they used to make? And if both of these people, owners can make more and consumers can pay less, OYO can continue making a strong value in terms of the entry level and mid-market segment that OYO has existed in. We also believe that our mission always has been that we want to change the way how people will stay away from home. So their accommodations will mean different things for different people. For some people it will mean a budget hotel, and for some people it might mean a mid-market hotel, and some people it might mean a serviced apartment or a 5-star hotel. So OYO will continue expanding itself across the value chain and being a strong leader across categories. However, because the volume that India entails, our focus will continue to be in the entry level and mid-market segment. OYO Premium has been there for a while, which operates in the mid-market segment, which is in the 3.5, 4-star sort of a range. And that's been great. It's already 40% our overall business, which means that there's still a largest part of our user base comes into our budget markets, which is a very big focus area and growing focus area. Premium is a market where people like us who are mid-level, a lot of people who are mid-level employees of software organizations, of FMCG organizations, of telecom organizations, etc. end up staying. And then there is, of course, I think our aspirations continue to be in the upper category as well of hotels. But our belief is we will enable better accommodations for people, and better accommodations will mean different things for different people. It might mean a budget hotel, a mid-market hotel, a 5-star hotel, or even a full-time long-term stay or a mid-term stay for consumers across the value chain of accommodations, where hospitality would of course be a key part, but only a sub-part. India has generally been a very attractive hospitality market, especially if you're focused on domestic travelers. India has very limited inbound travelers, but massive amounts of domestic travel, especially because of the examples of truckers, buses, etc. that I was mentioning recently. With this kind of travel happening, OYO's brand is perfectly suited to be able to reach out to those audiences, as well as the new young market audience where 50% of India's population is below 30 years of age. And we as a young brand, which is basis of cool, clever and amazing software technologies and hospitality nature of ours, we are able to go out and capture the attention of those users. Once we have, our belief is hospitality industry at large is, while very large already, will become among the fastest growing industries in this country, because young people are now doing jobs where they're getting disposable income. And once people have disposable incomes, the first place that they spend and the only place that they spend where they don't lose money but they actually make value around it is travel. So we feel that being such an aspirational choice for users and being a brand which can directly relate to all of these young people, we will continue to become a more valuable part to every user that we cater to. Having traveled across the world to so many hotels and learning from them, I have never seen the kind of hospitality that Indian hotels are able to do, especially because of the human capabilities, the inherent value creation of Atithi Devo Bhava, and so on and so forth. Especially along with it, the culture and tradition that goes hundred of years behind. It's amazing the number of palaces, forts, locations, lakes, mountains, beaches, all of which in just one country available. I think, for example, Northeast, such an attractive location. So many people want to travel there. The only reason people don't travel is they're concerned whether they will get a decent place to stay every night, whether they're going to be safe when they're traveling to a different city. Are they going to get an experience which is predictable? And our belief is we will take that problem away. Today, whenever you choose to travel, the biggest problem is not getting a train seat or a bus seat or an airline seat, because you'll find the most best fare for reaching that place. The biggest problem is finding a clean, comfortable, cheap accommodation that you can travel to and say that I can actually crash there for a night and still not be concerned about it. If your family is traveling, the first thing you'll try to do is call one of your relatives and say, can my family come in and stay there? Why do you need to take favors when you can actually go out and book one of the OYOs and across the country in 154 cities, the right price, which has a predictable experience? I think, and I'm a little philosophical there. The world's best countries have been built by really amazing entrepreneurs. If you remember America, which was driven and trodden in the Civil War, there was right after that, there was Vanderbilt, there was JP Morgan, there was Henry Ford, and a lot of amazing entrepreneurs who created that country to become a superpower in the world. I have a strong belief that Indian market is opening up to all of those fundamentals, and there will be a large value created to make India the real superpower that we've been talking about for ages. And a strong reason why that will become so is making in India by Indian entrepreneurs. The quality and level of work ethic that we're seeing in entrepreneurs in India today, I have never seen that in the past. Not that I could have seen that in the past, but I've of course read through and heard from so many people. I think with that in mind, if we continue moving in the right direction, India will create companies and value that people would have never expected in any other part of the world.